The other day I made a pizza, and just for our family, and I put it up on Facebook. And I got so many likes from my pizza on Facebook that I said I should put a pizza on YouTube. So today I'm gonna make a pizza. And pizza, we'll start with the dough, and pizza dough is a really simple bread, you know. But just like everything I make that has yeast, I make sure my water is exactly between 110 and 120 degrees Fahrenheit. If you get your water at the right temperature, it makes it so much easier to make your yeast proof correctly. So I just always put my thermostat in, my thermometer in, and to check to make sure it's between 110 and 120 degrees Fahrenheit. So my water is at 120 degrees. So this particular recipe takes 1 cup of water. And then, I always tell people, no matter what the recipe says, always make sure you put your sugar in before your yeast. Because if your sugar's in, it really helps your yeast prove much quicker and much better. And this recipe, the pizza dough doesn't take much sugar. Just 1 teaspoon of sugar we put in for pizza dough. So put in 1 teaspoon of sugar and then give it a mix around. Then we can add the yeast. And as I always say, make sure you keep your yeast in the freezer, and it'll last for a very long time. This one just takes 1 teaspoon of yeast for the pizza dough, and keep it sealed. It'll last in the freezer for a long time. Then I just give it just a little turn, and then I wait for it to proof. So it'll take just about 5 minutes for the yeast to proof. And you'll know it's right, you know it's working correctly if it starts to bubble. If it doesn't start to bubble, then your yeast is not good and you have to start again. So the yeast is all proofed, it's working well. So we can add our flour, and I like to add a bit of oil in my pizza dough. You don't always see that in recipes, but I think it's good to have a bit of oil in the pizza dough. I just have 1 tablespoon I put in. Makes it softer. We like a much thicker high-rise crust, so I like to do that. And then flour, it takes 2½ cups of flour. So we get 1 here. And this is quite a bit for 1 pizza, but we like a really doughy crust. And pizza dough is a fairly sticky dough. Think about it this way as sticky but doesn't stick to anything. And then you've got a nice dough for pizza. So it's much more sticky than bread dough. And then I always put it in the pan and make sure the dough is well oiled, and the little bowl here is well oiled. And then we're going to let the dough rise for about 1 hour. Now I'm going to make just a very, very simple sauce for the pizza. And so pizza sauce, I find that everyone likes just a bit sweeter and very simple. So I just use tomato paste, and I'm going to sweeten it. And you could sweeten it with sugar or anything that you like to sweeten things with. This is our homemade cherry sauce. This is really nice to sweeten with that. But maybe you could use a tablespoon or tablespoon and a half of sugar, depending on how sweet you like it. And then I'll put a little garlic in my sauce, and take some onion, and very, very, very finely chopped onion, and very finely chopped pepper. And then from that, I just make a really simple pizza sauce. And then I'll just put in just a bit of Italiano spices, just to give it a bit of flavor as well. So I've chopped my onion quite fine for the sauce, and I've chopped up some red pepper nice and fine. And then I'll add my garlic and my cherry sauce, add my Italiano spices, and make the whole thing as a tomato paste sauce. So I'll just start by frying my garlic. And we freeze our garlic. We buy it in bulk and then we mince it up and freeze it. That way it's always ready to be used. And I'll put my onion and pepper. I'll just fry these down for just a little while. Just fry the onions and the peppers down until the onions start to become a bit translucent. And then once that happens, you can add in the tomato paste. In the summertime, we get our own tomatoes, and sometimes we can make a tomato sauce out of our own tomatoes. Right now, we'll just have to do with store-bought tomato paste. Then we'll just fry in the tomato paste just a little bit. Just mix it in, and then we're going to have to add a little water. We can just fry it in. Mix it in just a bit. Yeah, and then I'll add just a bit of water to it. So I'll just put a little bit of water in the can so that I can get the last little bottom of it out. Now I don't waste any tomato paste. And then we always have our secret sauce here, our secret sweet sauce. Cherry sauce. And a bit of Italiano. Okay, then you can just let this, once it comes to a little bit of a boil, you can let it simmer. And that's easily enough for two, even depending on how you like it. Could be maybe even 3 pizzas you can get out of that. We've got all my toppings ready. So you could maybe use pizza cheese. I normally use pizza cheese. I got this really nice old cheddar cheese that I have. So we decided to have a cheddar cheese pizza today. So it's a little unusual. And then we're gonna have bacon on our pizza. And then I'm gonna have Italian sausage. Now I'll have to cook the Italian sausage before I put it on the pizza, because that won't be long enough, I don't think, to cook the Italian sausage on the pizza. So I'll cook that separate. But the bacon I don't cook before I put it on the pizza. And then we have some mushrooms, and we have some fresh mushrooms, but not too many. So I got some canned mushrooms as well to add, and then pepper. And so we're going to have a 4-topping and cheese pizza. Okay, pizza dough is all ready. It's risen, so I'm going to now turn it into the pizza. Let's put the flour out. That's probably lots of flour, actually. Maybe. That's good. Just covered in flour. And we'll try to roll that out. Now, this is a lot of dough for most people, or not, maybe not most, maybe most people like this, but we really love a thick pizza. You could really probably use this for 2 small pizzas if you were making, if you're just making small pizzas. You could probably turn this into 2, but we really like a nice thick dough here. So we just use this for 1. Okay, I put some sauce on. Yeah, my sauce is sat there and got simmered. You don't have to make it too saucy. If you make it too saucy, you end up, your pizza gets watery. That's why I like it. I didn't make my paste too saucy. Maybe put a little more in this though. Okay, my pizza's all ready. It's ready to go in the oven. So preheat your oven to 425, and depending on your oven, you'll want to bake it at 425 for about 20 minutes. It could take up to 25. And just keep an eye on it. You'll know when it's done. It's done when it starts to turn brown around the edges and everything looks cooked. Once you say, wow, that looks like a pizza that I'd like, then it's cooked. And that's how you know. So we'll just put it in the oven here. And I'm going to set my timer for 20 minutes. Okay, pizza's ready. I'm going to take it out. And, oh, that's the way I like it. That's the way I like it. Oh, that's a nice looking pizza. I like it with just a little bit of toasty around the edges. Just like that. All right, we'll put it down. We'll just let it cool for probably just a couple of minutes. Maybe let it cool for about 4 or 5 minutes. Just let it stand, and then it's ready to eat. So we got pizza and some French fries and salad and some pops. So we're all set for movie night. Pizza with movie night.